Today's video is a sympathy card for pet parents whose dog have gone over the Rainbow Bridge. You'll also learn a fun fold. Welcome, welcome. I'm Dawn, creator of Dee Dee Creates Crafts, and this is the channel, yes, you found it, for simple duplicatable cards that you will just have confidence making over and over again. Are you ready to create some crafts? Here we go. All right, lining this up. I'll put all our cards aside. The set we're going to use, the stamp set, is called Pampered Pets. And it does have the little doggy I'm going to use with its back to us. It's got a playful pup and 2 cats, and then sentiments and lots of little fun add-ons for our cards. So I'll share that with you. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to cut our base differently. It's going to open longwise. So I want you to cut it at 11 by 4 1/4. So you're going to take your piece and line it up at 4 1/4 versus how we normally line it up, and then not cut the other part, so it'll be 11. Now you can either simply fold the card so your edges meet in the middle, or come in and score at 2 3/4 on this side, flip it around and score 2 3/4 on this side. And this is your step 1. We are preparing the base. Again, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at both sides at 2 3/4. This is your step 1. Now I talked about the rainbow dog and the stamp set. That's available from the regular catalog. The paper I'm using is the rainbow paper, and this is free. You can't even order it. The last day to get it free is tomorrow, February 28th of 2022. With each increment of 50, you get a free gift. So you're gonna see me today and tomorrow use this rainbow paper. So these are just beautiful, and it's all the same thing. So I wanted to share that with you. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you don't already have a demonstrator, please pick me. I would love to take care of your crafty needs. Are you ready for step 2? Step 2, we are gonna cut 2 pieces of white cardstock, 2, same size, 4 by 5 1/4. One's gonna go on the inside and one's gonna go on the outside. So here's your 2 pieces for step 2. Step 3, you're gonna cut a designer piece of paper, pattern paper, at 3 by 3 3/4. And this again is my rainbow paper, the free paper. You see the baby rainbows. And on the back, it's just a neutral lovely. So you don't have to always use the rainbows. There are some lovelies for layering on back as well. So this is your step 3. So let's go ahead and adhere down as part of step 3. Our layer, we're going to adhere one of the patterned pieces that we cut to, we're going to adhere it down to one of our white pieces, and this is going to be the front. So you've seen me do the glue before, where I start before the edge and just drag it to the corners. That way the little glob does not get to the edge of our cardstock and make a hot mess. And then I'm just pushing the glue around with the tip of my glue bottle. So making sure my pattern goes in the right direction, leaving a border, and putting it towards the bottom. That is going to be our decorative piece for the front of the card. So now the next step is to tie some ribbon. And this ribbon is a freebie from me. When you order 50 and up, I'm going to send you a card kit plus, actually 4 card kits plus the ribbon. So you're going to have a lot of lovely, lovely, lovely freebies. I'm going to cut this like this. Let me think. I am. Now let me show you a trick with this, because we don't want it to show, you know. So we are going to do our ribbon towards the top of the DSP. It'll hide the little edge or ledge, but we want it towards the top, and you're going to see why, because we're not going to glue the whole thing flat. We're going to glue just the top piece. So let me flip this over. I just pulled it out of your camera's view, so I'm going to put a glue dot down, and now it's Let me put that down to make it a little easier for me. I'm going to adhere down the ribbon onto the glue dot and then wrap it where I want it and kind of eyeball it and see to know where to put the next glue dot. I've got a little wiggle room, which I'm liking. Okay, so put another glue dotty. And then I'm going to glue my ribbon down by pushing it into that glue dot. So now we've got a lovely little border on top and across the DSP Designer Series paper, which is free. Now we're going to adhere the top only of this piece to the flap of our base. So the base actually opens top to bottom like this. It's a gatefold card. And we're going to adhere the decorative layer down only to the top. So it will still open like this. So only to the top. So I'm going to use a little tear and tape towards the bottom of my top because I really want it sticking good. Put a little more just above it, and then I'll use some glue. Let me see, does that go all the way to the top? It does not. And just eyeball stuff, you guys. If you're like, where does that go? Where do I put that? Just use your layer as a template, line it up, figure it out, and it will be fine. So now I'm going to pick up my little cellophane from the top of my tear and tape. Oh, that's funny, it stuck to my hand. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the sides of my layer. I'm going to do it this way. So when I adhere it down, it's going to get a lot of nice adhesive from two different types of adhesive. Do you have to do that? No. No, you don't. I just want to be secure. Now, when ordering today or tomorrow, be sure to use February's host code. It's right there. Screenshot it so you'll remember. So now we have adhered the top only to the top flap, and that completes your, let me look at us, step 4. Step 5, we're going to adhere the inside layer, which I've gone ahead and already stamped with some hearts from the same stamp set, just because I want the inside as sweet as the outside. You can either put the sentiment on the inside of the card or the outside. You can use a label for it. I'm going to stamp mine right next to my decorations, which you will see momentarily. All right, let's make sure our hearts go in the correct direction, right? Here we go. Here we go now. Here we go now. All right, it's coming right along. How pretty is that? So this is your step 5, and this base card is finished for now. So we're gonna put it to the side. Now for more videos like this one, all you need to do is hit the subscribe button right now while you're thinking of it. And do not worry about subscribing because no one contacts you and your name is not made public. So feel confident and secure by subscribing. Are you ready? We're going to start step 6, which starts with the labels and the decorating for the top of the card. I have used the Stitch So Sweetly die cuts, which you've seen me use many, almost every card. So I use the largest rectangle shape, which has the lovely little ruffle. If you have not ordered this yet, you are going to need this die set in your craft arsenal toolbox because it's so versatile, and you'll see me use it so much that you'll be like, oh yeah, I need that. However, if you don't have it yet, just cut you a rectangle at 3 by 4 1/8 to use instead of the pretty ruffled part. Now I want you to cut a piece of white paper, kind of small, 2.5 by 3 5/8. And that's going to fit inside our Stitch So Sweetly label. Now, if you don't know where the 5/8, 1/8, 16/8, and all those freaky, silly numbers are, I have an oversized ruler for you that I will give you the PDF, and it has all those little goodies labeled. And the PDF for this card, it will also be on that as well. Let's see. So we've done this. Now what we're going to do is stamp our little label. So what we're gonna do, let me get some black, and I've got my Stamparatus, and we are going to stamp our dog. And what I did, let me see, yeah, there's a piece. For my dog, I wanted him more gray and not quite so bold black ink. So I stamped him once on some scrap paper and then stamped him a second time where I wanted him. Now, I did not put him directly on my, this is a Stamparatus machine, you guys. I'll share more about that with you, but you can see how perfectly and beautifully it stamps every time, which is why I own it, because I never felt confident with my stamping. Now, you can either stamp, and we're gonna stamp a sentiment and stamp a dog. This paper, which is part of the rainbow pad I shared with you, I cut out the, I almost called them flags, cut out the clouds and cut out one of the rainbows, because this is how I'm gonna decorate my little white piece. Here he comes. I'm gonna use the rainbow, and then I'm gonna come in, and I need another little thingamabobby, dimensional. The clouds, I'm gonna pop up and layer them across the bottom. If you don't have clouds, you can fussy cut some or even use something different. And the little rainbow, look, the rainbow was already, it was just a piece. I'll show you exactly where I cut it from the side, and I didn't want to waste it. So I'm gonna use this little bitty piece for our card as well. Just a little baby rainbow, you know? Did I put enough glue? Let me just push it around a little. And I'm gonna line it up just barely under the clouds and lining it up with the edge of the little white rectangle that we cut. Oh, here's my top. I did also, here they are. I colored the little doggy that we stamped. I colored him with, I'm going to show you just briefly a little coloring, not a whole lot, because this is not a lesson in coloring. This is a lesson in making this beautiful card, the fun fold with the flaps. Okay, so little doggy, these are watercolor pencils. So I'm just going to a little bitty bit color him in to show you and demonstrate how they work. So I'm just lightly, if you're heavy-handed, the higher up you hold your pencil, the lighter the pressure will be automatically without you even trying. However, that's why I pointed out, if you're heavy-handed, automatically hold your pencils as far away from the little tip so you'll lighten up your pressure. And I'll do a whole video on watercolor pencils because they're simply divine. And wait till you see how beautifully they blend, and it makes it look like you hand colored your, hand painted your stamps. And I come in with a black. You can just do harder pressure with your gray just to add some of the shading. And where do we shade? I just follow the natural marks that the stamp has already provided for me and color in where I believe shading would fall on the doggy. And I give them all red colors. I don't know why, but I do. And then I come in with the blending brushes, which is just a tube of water filled with a tube of water with a little brush on the end. So you can see as I blend, the pencils just blend all together. And then I tend to do the light areas first and then come back over it with the dark and then blend the dark. And some of my dark blends right into the light, which I actually like because I don't want to see lines. I want it to look like I painted. And you see me grabbing the tip like that, that's to get some of the water off and some of the color off. I goofed a little bitty bit right there. That's okay. So that's our watercolor pencils. They're 2 sets. I highly recommend them, and here's why. 1, look how beautifully they blend. And 2, the price points are phenomenal. They are, one set is $16 and the other set is $12.50. Do you need both? Yes, you do, because they both have different color pencils, and you don't want to say, hey, I wanted this color, and this set only has that color. So I do highly recommend. I'm going to put our doggy down, but do I want his little foot up? I was thinking about doing that. Gosh, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna, you guys. I'm gonna do him flat because I popped up my clouds. So I'm gonna glue him flat, and I told you I was gonna do a sentiment, and the sentiment is also from the same Pampered Pets set. It says, always in your heart, so sorry for your loss. So this is just perfect for pet parents that have lost their dog. It's pitiful. They're family members, right? And you could do this for the cats as well. I just chose to do it for the dogs. And then what I'm gonna do is adhere this, actually pop it up on the outside of the card. Yeah, I'm gonna pop it up. It'll be cuter, don't you think? Yeah. Oh, here we go. Well, okay. My little, yeah, I'm gonna put one there. Dimensional dots are not totally behaving today. Not totally. Do I have one on my finger? I knew I did. I told you they're misbehaving. Okay, I can't get it off my finger. How funny is that? Oh my stars. All right, let's take our little baby cellophane off. You got a quick lesson and some watercolor, but I wanted to show and tell those pencils with you. Oh, I use them so much because they're so gorgeous. All right, so center your, oh, I made a mistake, but that'll be okay. All right, I was supposed to glue it flat onto my pink, and then pop up the pink, but I think this will actually be pretty stinking cool. So now what I'm gonna do is glue the pink one flat because I have so much popped up. And that is something for you. Right now we're still on step 6, the label for the top of the card. We did our die cutting, we cut the piece of white, we stamped on the white or added our embellishments that we cut, and we adhered it down to the Stitch So Sweetly label. And now I'm gonna add some glue and do this label flat because I actually made a mistake. Let me tell you something. Your recipient who you're sending this card to does not know what you intended or wanted your card to look like. They will never know that I made a mistake and should have popped up the pink part and laid flat the white part. But look, you guys, it's still a stinking adorable little baby card. Now we could actually come back in and tie a bow on it if we want, which might be cute. We can add some pearls, which we're gonna do. Now, when you order 100 or more with me using the host code right here, you not only get 4 card kits, you get this full spool of pink ribbon, it's Magenta Madness, and a full package of pearls when you order 100 and more. And you also, from the company, if you order today or tomorrow, in 2022, is you will receive 2 gifts from the company for the, oh, it's so sweet, for your orders as well. And that's why I'm really talking up the celebration, is because it ends tomorrow, you guys. So if you're thinking at all about, do you like it there? Or should we keep it all up? I'm gonna put one right there. I kind of love it. I'm gonna tie a bow before I take a picture of it. But for now, here is your card. Your Over the Rainbow card for a pet parent. It opens like this. You can handwrite a love note or stamp another inside. And I'll bring back, I did another with flowers just to show the versatility of this fun fold. And then of course I shared with you the different doggy with the rainbow paper that I made. So I want you to enjoy all that, take it all in. It is the Pampered Pets stamp set, and I will put a link direct to that below. And I told you about these sweetly labels. Now, I want you to comment below if you have lost a dog, a fur family member. Tell us the name of your dog. Just tell us so we can remember him with you. And if you've had fun and you've learned something, maybe this is a fun fold you've never seen before, maybe you fell in love with the paper, would you go boop and hit the like button and just show me some love? Tomorrow, February 28th, 2022, is the last day to get the freebies with an order from me with Stampin' Up. The freebies, the stamp sets, the free paper. Here's some samples. So here's some more. This is the rainbow paper, rainbow paper, rainbow paper, and then you can get a stamp set of an otter. You can get a stamp set, still the otter, stamp set, little girl flying kites. And this is paper you can get Marblicious, Marblicious, or the Daffodil Afternoon. So this video is a little longer than I typically do, but I have so much to tell you and really, really, really want to share with you about the sale, which, did I mention it ends tomorrow, February 28th? All right, have a great rest of the day, but come back tomorrow at 3:30. I've got another card for you. Okay, binge watch Dee Dee Creates Crafts this weekend. Bye now.